sold to adoptive parents waiting out the back door. And Jane joins us tonight. Jane, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us about this remarkable story. You're a private investigator now. You're also the author of this book, Taken at Birth. How did Dr. Hicks get away with what he was doing for at least 2 decades?
There was a lot of looking away. He was the town doctor, and people looked up to him. People looked to doctors as being like God, and he made some decisions for people. He made a lot of decisions for people that he had no business making. But he wouldn't have been able to have made those decisions if the law enforcement at the time, the administration, as in like the mayor or the commissioner, would have done something, that they looked away. And sometimes they were part of. Sometimes they were
part of what?
Sometimes they were a part of what he was doing.
So how did it physically work? I mean, it's hard for anyone to imagine that a baby is born in a clinic and then somehow ends up out the back door to a car that speeds off. Was it really just that simple?
It was that simple in some cases, and then others were complicated. And I think that's what.
Hey, YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna wait till more people come on. Last night I was on here. Nobody came on here except for a troll. So who's up on here now? I'll wait a few minutes before I start. But anyways, hey, 2 people. Come on in the room. Give me a thumbs up. Say hello in the chat so I know who's online. Ooh, I'm thirsty. Yep, 3. Who's watching? I need to know who's the 3 people watching. I know some people usually at work, so I understand. So let me wait a few more minutes. But anywho, how y'all been doing? My day's pretty much been a very unproductive day, I could say. I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. You know, I didn't go and do any kind of gig work, meaning I didn't do survey or even the other new app I was telling y'all about yesterday. I didn't do anything. I pretty much rested, was in bed, taking a nap. Not because I was tired, because I guess normally or technically I would have been resting today anyway, because I would have worked 3 days with Amazon the previous day before. But this week I only worked 1 day because the second day was voluntary time off, and then I took a PTO Saturday. So that's pretty much so my week wasn't that productive in regards to the check. So since we get paid weekly, I don't expect to get any kind of big check this week because I get paid every week at Amazon, but that's all right. That's why I have money in my checking account that I'll still be able to cover my bills. And I did deposit some of the money I made through survey. I let it accumulate, so I have a deposit in that. So, you know, pretty much that's how that's going. Tomorrow I'll probably be out and about. I do have a couple of assignments I want to, that I have to do that's due tomorrow. So there's only one. Go to Target, check out something, and then Observer, there's several assignments I could do tomorrow. I could go on the app and see what's available, but I got to go to Sprouts and put up these dollar off hang tags on this merchandise. That pays $9, and that's real easy. I just literally go to the store. They give me these envelopes of coupons to put on a certain product. So I have 2 of them tomorrow. One has to go to Nuts and Berries in Decatur. That's $8. So I have to do those 2. And then there's several gas stations. They want you to take pictures of the gas station audit. That's $4. It takes a few minutes to do, but sometimes they can be too finicky about the picture. But a lot of them are basically, this one tomorrow. I got 1 day left for Sprouts and Tucker. Okay, that's tomorrow, but god dang it, it's already 9:18. Well, 1 day left, so hopefully I'll do that. Hopefully that will be there tomorrow. And then I could go there tomorrow at the other Sprouts in Tucker. But let me see here. Okay, well, that's tomorrow. Hopefully that'll still be up. But anyway, there's always I always try to make my days productive, That's one thing about these apps is that you can turn it on, see what's available, pick up a couple of bucks here or there. Some of them be, $8, $9, $10 just to take a picture or whatever. So the way I was looking at it like this is that, say for instance, and I always said this early in the year, that say you have a goal of saying, if I make $35 every day doing whatever, just $35, and you do it, let's say 365 days. Now I'm not saying that it's possible, because there may be some days, say, that you make a little bit more. But let's say this for numbers' sake. Just for numbers, you just do it. Let me calculate it on my calculator. Let's say you just do $35, and I just picked up a number, $35. And you say, you know what? And you have all these different apps, and I do have it in the description on a previous, my referral links and stuff. And say you did that every day, 365 days a week. That's $12,775 that you could easily make just by doing little assignments. That's $35. And that's not and when I say that, I'm saying, let's say you do, and this is a combination. It don't even have to be one app. It could say like the apps that I was telling you about that I would do, Survey and Observer, Field Agent, and it's always going to be little things you could pick up from those apps. Sometimes is more, but let's say you just do the bare minimum. The bare minimum. And you say, okay, you know what? And you're driving around every day, going to the store or whatever. When I tell y'all that sometimes these assignments could be at the very places you go to on a regular basis, Walmart, Kroger, whatever. And they say, oh, we want someone to check an item and just go to this store. We'll pay you $7 or $7.50. Or you do another and you find something that pays, say, $10 or $12. Because they do pay those, And you say, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do that. Now, let's say you just say $25. Say I just want to do something for $25, and you 365 days a week. Now, I'm just using 365 days a week every day, 9,125. Now, like I said, you could do one thing one day, and you may make $50, or if you make, just a couple of hours, and you do that consistently. even if you don't do it every day, but you make a couple of dollars here or there, $20 here, $40 there, $30 here, and you do that on a monthly basis or a weekly basis or whatever the case may be, you can easily make a good 12,000 extra 12,000 plus a year. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back in a second. All right, y'all, I'm back. So I'm just making suggestions in regards to different options of making just a little extra money. It's not something, some people do it full time, some people do make now I'm not talking about the Uber and Lyft and Grubhub, and I ain't not talking about the food deliveries, but yeah, some people make do with those apps and establish a goal of making so much in a month or a week or whatever the case may be. And but see, you have to start thinking about what the effect that these food shortages is having on these gig jobs. Now, I was watching a YouTube channel yesterday, and she was her channel is Mississippi Girl. She grew up. She basically lives in North Carolina with her and her children. Her husband, he's in the Marines, and she was doing a video yesterday when she was doing food deliveries. I guess I don't know either she does the Uber Eats or her husband do Uber Eats, but the whole family was there. Her, the kids, and they drive around and they just pick up food for Uber Eats or Grubhub. Well, I think it was Uber Eats. It was Uber Eats, and she went to a Taco Bell, and they had the sign before, about there was a national shortage, food delivery delays. They didn't have cheese. They didn't have lettuce. They didn't have, whatever. Basically, that's all Taco Bell is: cheese and lettuce and meat, whether it be ground chicken, beef, whatever. And they were running out of certain things. Now, Chick-fil-A also was experiencing that too. They had, they said they didn't have no lettuce or tomatoes or something like that. And then, don't speak about chicken wings. Ooh, good luck on that. Wingstop and all those places, they, those restaurant bars. What was it? Taco Mac. Ooh, I love me some Taco Mac. Their main thing is wings. I mean, yeah, they sell burgers and stuff like that, but their main thing, especially here in Georgia, Metro Atlanta, wing capital of the world, I guess you could say, because there's all these different places of chicken wings, you know. Now, Wingstop and all these places, you can try if you try to even go somewhere and say, "Oh, you want some chicken wings?" Good luck on that. They ain't had no chicken wings, and then the price of chicken wings. I went to Aldi's the other day, and I said, "Ooh, they got chicken wings." Man, I looked at that little small pack, not the big family pack chicken wings, the small ones. Remember the ones remember the one I told you about a month and a half ago when that Asian woman went and bought all those chicken wings, filled up that shopping cart to the brim, and the chicken wings were $6 and some change at the time. It was a chicken pack, you know, good size, you know. This was a couple months ago, and the whole chicken wings, fresh chicken wings, and this bitch gonna fill out the whole. I mean, bought the whole thing. I managed to get two, and if I knew that, I mean, I knew chicken prices were gonna go up. I really did. I knew it was gonna be a shortage, but at the time, I was like, you know, one, I had a small little refrigerator. You know, not a when I say small, I'm talking about the regular kitchen side refrigerator, but on the freezer side, it's so slim and small, so it wasn't a whole lot that I could fit. So yesterday on Amazon, I bought me a freezer. So it's supposed to come next week. So I bought me a freezer. Now, if y'all want to start, you know, you could buy a freezer, whether you live in an apartment, whether you live in a house. I didn't get the big, huge one like my grandmother and mother and everybody had. You know, those big, huge freezers people used to have back in the day. My mother, they still got that same freezer. When she moved out of New York, she's got that same freezer, was delivered right there in the house, and it's in the garage, and got that huge freezer. My grandmother still got that old freezer they used to have, and so I bought me one. But I bought me um it's a much smaller version, I guess you could say. It's not like the big long ones, you know, because you don't even see those hardly anymore. But those ones back in the day, y'all know what I'm talking about. Those big old freezers you can put in the garage or something. That I don't even have, you know, I haven't even seen that online on Amazon. But I wasn't gonna buy one because it's so expensive. Um, put it this way, I didn't see the ones like it used to be back in the day. Hey, Lady TH. So I bought me a freezer at Amazon. It was $260 something dollars, and it was 7 cubic feet. It was, you know, it's good enough for me. It's only me, right? So I'm gonna get it delivered next week. And I know those prices went up because last year when I saw people going to Home Depot and Lowe's, they were buying those freezers, and the size, let me see, what was it going for? I want to say it was like the 100 and something dollars or something like that. It might have been 100 something or 200 something. But the one I bought, let me see if I can share the screen share. Go on there and tell y'all. But y'all better be looking, I'm telling you. All right, I'm back. Why y'all just dropped off like that? Anywho, so this is the freezer that I bought. See this one. and $234.99. Yep, so this is what I bought. $234.99. The Casimir 5 cubic feet chest freezer with removable basket, freestanding top. Da da da. Yep. So I thought I bought this in black. Well, anyway, I thought it was in black that I ordered the color, but if not, whatever. So that's what I bought, and it's not like the big, huge, humongous ones that mostly the parents have. With my, like it's like huge, because I don't even see those anymore. And but I know my grandmother got one, and I think a lot of people. Let me see. Well, I know my mother got that big freezer, and my grandmother got one. I don't know. I have no, when I go to people's houses, my other relatives' houses, I don't be trying to notice, but I know that they got those freezers, and trust me, those are going to come in real handy. You can get one for a smaller size, but if you live in an apartment, I mean, I know people say I can put it in the freezer in my refrigerator, but if you want to stock up on items, let me get away out of this. If you want to stock up on food and buy things in bulk, I would get one. I would get a freezer. Like I said, only reason why I got me one was because that small little freezer I got was not going to fit a lot of things in my Frigidaire. So I bought me a freezer because, see, when I go to my uncle's house and go back to South Carolina, and I know my uncle, I know they went hunting and they be having fish and stuff. I'm going to be right there like, ooh, go grocery shopping right in the house. Open up and say, what you got? I need some fish, real fish, not that filet, not that fake fish you see in the grocery store. It be all thin, coming from China. I'm talking about that actual fish that be coming straight up out there from Lake Moultrie or wherever they be going fishing at. The real fish. With the bone, and you could clean it, fry it. Ooh. So my uncle, he like to say, I ain't got none. It's amazing how he go every time when I come and ask, they act like they ain't never got none. And they act like they didn't want to give, he act like he didn't want to give me anything. But then after that, I hear my mother talk about, oh, I got me some fish with Ronald. I was like, I barely got that venison sausage a couple years ago. And let me tell you, venison sausage tastes really good. It don't taste gamey or nothing. And I did have me some venison hamburger, ground beef. I think I still got some in that freezer. I think I still got some. I know I cooked it one time because it does taste pretty good. So don't sleep on venison. If y'all know what venison is, some of y'all act like y'all know nothing. Venison is deer. So people are like, it tastes pretty good. Don't sleep on it. Like people used to, these eat oxtails and stuff. And people be like, I ain't no oxtails. Now all of a sudden everybody want to eat oxtails. And then oxtails is like, I remember I could buy a huge package of oxtails at the Food Depot for $25, and it was like at least 10 pounds of oxtails. And I ain't talking about these little skimpy looking bones either. I mean, it was like, now I wanted to buy some oxtails a couple weeks ago. It was that little old pack, little easy. I was like little old. Put it this way, it was bigger than what I saw yesterday at the Walmart, the Kroger. I tell you that. Now you can't even get nothing like that at a good price. I don't care if you went to like one of those regular meat markets. Because there's a meat market right there in Snellville. It keeps talking about 5 pounds. For 5 pounds for $5, you can get beef, chicken, and pork or something. I'm gonna go there one day just to see what they got. I'm curious, see what kind of, because they had that sign for every day for years. So I wonder if that's just an old sign. But I'm gonna go there just to see what they got. But when I get my freezer next week, I'm gonna start stocking up on food. Like I'm gonna I think tomorrow I was supposed to do it today, but I was laying around. I'm gonna plant my seeds for my fall garden. So I'm gonna do kale, collard greens, squash, zucchini. I'm gonna try. Y'all. I'm gonna try. So some of them are gonna be put in buckets. Some of them are gonna be put in the ground. So I have me a little section in the back on the side of the house that I've been composting and putting, try to put a little patch area so I could prepare the soil. I've been putting scraps of, fruit, vegetables, when I do compost and trying to compost. So it's been composting in this area for months, if not. And then it's been raining a lot. So, but now it's getting a little bit hot. Not hot, like it's been hot, but it's been raining, but it hasn't been raining for the last few days. So hopefully the ground will be prepared because it's all about the soil, So tomorrow I'm going to be planting some planters of different seeds, different herbs, and some of those vegetables I mentioned. I have a whole bunch. Matter of fact, I know y'all can't see me, but early in the year I went to Lowe's, or was it Home Depot? Might have been Home Depot. I've got me lemon balm. I'm gonna put that in a little container. I got spearmint. I got a bunch of seeds. I didn't forget about these seeds. I knew I bought a bunch of seeds. I got like a whole collection. Spearmint, lavender, cucumber, lemon. I actually planted that the other few months ago. It did show 2 lemons. It looked like lemons, but it's cucumbers. It did grow, and I didn't pick them. So I was like, this thing was 2. So tomorrow I'm gonna pick them and see. Spinach. Let me see. Do I have no spinach? Spinach, parsley, basil, lettuce, kale, cilantro, bunching onions, oregano. And these are all the seeds I got. If y'all could see the picture of all these seeds I got. And that's just, let me see. I'm still naming them off. Squash, summer squash, squash, summer squash, lima beans. Ooh. Yep. Tomato Roma, cabbage, bok choy. Tomato Roma, I got that. Eggplant, green night hybrid. This was new for 2021. Beet, Detroit dark red medium top. Wait a minute, a lot of these seeds I have not even opened up and used. Cucumber, this guy from the Dollar Tree. Peppermint, and thyme. Oops, I still got more. And what is this? This is garden bean. Some of this I had for a couple of these I had for a while, but most of these I bought this year. But I bought a whole bunch of them, and you don't have to use all of the seeds at once in the package. You could take a few seeds and then save them. And then if you get fruit, like when I had cantaloupe and watermelon, I saved the seeds from that. Some of them I put in the yard, but I didn't see nothing sprung up yet. I was like, where that thing, I see like the trail pulling up, but it didn't produce anything. So part of it you have to fertilize. So I got Epsom salt. I didn't buy Miracle Grow or nothing like that. So, but yep. So I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna plant all of those seeds that I named off. All of those are not gonna be planted. I'm gonna plant probably the kale, I'm gonna see if it's too late to do cucumbers, like Roma tomatoes, and there's onions. Some of them I could actually do in buckets. I don't have a lot of buckets. I do have a lot of planters, but the ones when I show y'all tomorrow morning when I do a video, I'll show y'all and I'll make sure I label it and then let them grow. Either I could either start it indoors or I could start it putting them outside. I don't know. We'll see. I'll do a video, not a live one. I'm gonna do a tape one. So look for a video on that. So, but yeah. So let me go ahead and talk about the person video. And this is not just hers. It was several videos, but I've been hearing about this for months, about the food shortages and stuff like that. But I always said to myself, that's going to affect the gig economy. You know, people who do Uber Eats and Grubhub and all those food deliveries, because two things is going to affect doing food deliveries. One, they didn't have enough workers to work in these restaurants anyway, so they're going to be behind. I don't care if someone says, "Oh, they got a special window for Chick-fil-A for drivers to come and pick up the food." That don't mean nothing, you know. I mean, they may try to be quick about getting the food if you come in to pick up and they let you walk inside to go and get the bag or whatever the case may be, but you still got people to serve in that drive-through because you know those drive-throughs be wrapped around the building. But the main thing is about what they have available. You know, and the price. Ain't no way in hell. I mean, when I went to Culver's now, you know, Culver's used to be $8 and some change in the low end for burger, fries, and a drink. And Culver's is not, you know, they don't be giving you no flimsy food either. They see, I love Culver's because now they open, you could go inside. And you know, they make their things fresh. You know, you could tell fresh tomato, fresh onion, fresh lettuce. The burgers be hot. You know, the quality's there on their bun, their butter bun or something. Now it's $11. I was like, what? 11? Is it 11? It's either 9 something or is it 11. I want to say it's more closer to the $11 range, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go and look and see. I know it used to be $8.28 or 38 cents or something. So, Culver's, let me see. Culver's. Oh, okay, here it is. Culver's. $9.42. Yep, that's what it was. $9.42. And it used to be no, Tyson, why don't you reveal yourself? You still got your T on your you ain't got no picture. Nope. You seen me before. You want to see my face? Look at previous videos. You see me. So, anyways, yeah, so Culver's used to be, I don't even think it was $8 when it was. I think at one point I might have paid, no, it was more like 7 something. Maybe last year around some that time. It might have been around $7 and some change. I don't remember it being, no, it wasn't no 8, 9. No, it was about 7-ish, maybe 8. It might have been 8. It might have been 8. And even then, like I said, that's really not that bad in price because that was a burger, fries, and drink. But when you go to say, what was the other burger place I used to go to all the time? Y'all know which one. I could see it in my head, but I can't even. Hey, Shelly Shell. What was that burger place I used to always go to all the time? And I used to be, and there was y'all know. Y'all know exactly which one I'm talking about. Five Guys. That's it. The reason why I'm looking at it is because Five Guys on Bank of America, if you use your card, you get 5% back, and they've been on this list. 10% for IHOP, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, so Five Guys. Five Guys was so expensive, but it was good. But the thing with Five Guys is that Hardee's, man, bye. Tyson, bye. I'll put you in timeout. Nasty ass McDonald's. Ugh, keep it. Only thing I eat at McDonald's now that I would go to is if they breakfast, and even then I stopped doing that because when I used to go to that on my way home from Amazon, I used to like be so hungry or tired. I was like, I'm gonna get me something for breakfast because I'm so tired of I didn't want to go home and cook, but that's gonna come to an end too. That came to an end, put it that way. And Chick-fil-A came to an end as of last week too, when I stopped for breakfast because I ate 2 chicken biscuits and somehow or another my stomach exploded to a point where I was like, ugh. And that passive aggressive behavior at Chick-fil-A sometimes, I came in at 6 o'clock and then you talking about you 6:30 and then you gonna ask me if I came to pick up an order. I said, why you assume I came to pick up an order? I came to order as a customer. And they didn't even apologize. That's the thing about it. They didn't even say, oh, I apologize, I'm sorry. And I said, well, your sign said y'all open at 6. They ain't gonna try to come up there. And it's printed. It's printed. It's not no paper sign. And then you're gonna come up there and it's like, let the wind blow it away and whatever. And it was only about 15 minutes before they were to open up anyway, but you had the door open and they didn't say good morning, no nothing. And after, so after that little scenario, and then my stomach started, then I looked at the sandwiches. It's like, it's smaller than it used to be. I was like, they making these meals a little bit smaller and up the price. They're giving you less, but they're charging more. I understand. I know how logistics works. I know how, things work. I understand economics, but all these prices going up and everything else and the shipping, container shipping, they say it was like $15,000 plus that companies have to pay to ship your item. They're passing it along to consumers in the price and delays on orders, and me working at Amazon, I understand the whole process of shipping. The reason why one of the reasons why Amazon is all over the country, they got distribution centers all over the place. They building it up, unlike how other companies do it. Amazon, I'm not talking about if you're a fulfillment, if you're an FBA, somebody who order, have a order products on Amazon, and then you order it and get the items from China and stuff. But if it's a product like on Amazon, see, Amazon have some of the products they have. I didn't start to cook, but I'm not as strict about it. But trust me, I've been looking at my spending, and it breaks down how much I'm spending on groceries, how much I'm spending on food in general. I was like, a lot of that cost was going to the fast food places and, breakfast and stuff. I said, nope, no more. That ain't gonna happen. And I'm decreasing that. And I said that as a budget So once I get to that little budget, it'll tell me. And even going to the grocery store is going to be a little bit different on how I'm going to handle that. That's why I'm getting to the next point about one, buying a freezer, which I bought, which is coming to me next week. I'm gonna put that in the garage. I'm gonna start buying um, a lot of my food in bulk. Like when I go to the Cab Farmers Market, or I don't like to go Walmart and stuff. But you know how you get those big bag of vegetables and stuff, like lima beans and fresh. You know, it comes in a big bag. I'm gonna start buying bigger bags like that, and then just put in my freezer. And then once my garden starts flourishing, or I get a harvest, hopefully next, I know it ain't gonna happen this year, but at least next year, I'll be able to grow some vegetables and start harvesting them. I don't like the Sam's Club. I don't have a membership at Sam's Club. I don't have a membership at Sam's Club, and I didn't like going to Walmart. So I had a membership at BJ's Club, and then I heard Costco, but I don't have memberships of those. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look into either Costco or maybe go back to BJ's Club, because BJ's Club, they have name brand things, and they also take coupons. Whereas Walmart, it tends to be, well, Sam's Club, not really, but yeah, if you could buy in bulk, certain things in bulk when its prices are low, I would do that. But once my vegetables start growing, peas and vegetables and stuff. And I know my grandmother, I used to go to my grandmother during the holidays and stuff, and she'd always be open that freezer, that big, huge freezer they used to have. And she'd be trying to give me stuff. He says, oh, you got some peas and boy, let me tell you. And this was way before COVID. My grandmother be trying to give me like pecans and stuff. They get these pecans is in the shed. And I'll be like, I ain't be looking my nose up and say I don't want them. It's just like, she always be trying to give me stuff when I'm about to leave. And I know that's just a way of spending more time with her and stuff like that, picking pecans off the ground and stuff. Man, let me tell you, the pecans, walnuts, and all those nuts and stuff be expensive as hell. Now I'm so grateful that I grew up in an environment where I could go in the backyard, pick up some pecans or pecans, depending on where you're from. Some people say pecans, but your country is pecans. And chestnuts and all those nuts and stuff is expensive as hell. Now I'm so grateful to be able to do that, So when my grandmother and great grandparents and my mother, people had food in the freezers, and they had because in the South, in South Carolina, right around the fall, they're gonna have, like at the church, they'll have a harvest, and people grow their vegetables. They grow their fruit and vegetables. My mother don't got no fruit and vegetable garden because they live off the golf course. But in terms of my uncles and other relatives, they had like collard greens, cabbage, tomatoes, okra, you name it. When I go to South Carolina again, I'm gonna do a live stream, or I'm gonna videotape it, and I'm gonna show y'all around. But who would knew picking those tomatoes and okra and my grandmother, she's 90 something years old now, so they don't really have those anymore. But she still has the plot of land where you could grow, and I'm still fertile land. You could still, and I could assure you, people won't be trying to buy up those country farmlands and gonna grow. And I was like, shoot, me and my cousins, we should go back into doing the farming what my grandfather and great grandparents and stuff used to do, and go back and we all should come into have our own farm, Nelson Farms, and start producing all those vegetables and stuff and selling it. Because I know one thing, whatever plot of land my mother inherited is going to be passed on to me. And they say, okay, this your little plot right here. Trust me, when I when I do decide to move out of Georgia and go back to South Carolina, I'm gonna take these skills, things that I've been doing for years as a child, growing up on the farm and picking all those different crops and stuff. You love okra? I used to love okra and tomatoes. I can't eat okra by itself, and frying okra is a sin. For people to take okra and fry it is a sin. I was like, hell no. Y'all gonna take okra and fry it? Even though I did eat some fried okra on this trip I went to when I went kayaking and went hiking on this travel group I was part of a few years ago. We stopped at this country restaurant. It was real good, and we had a buffet. They had the fried chicken and fried okra, tomato salad, collard greens. You thought black folks cooked like that? It wasn't. They were a bunch of white folks. It was good. I sure can't. I wish I remember where it was, but that was delicious. And that was the first time I ate okra that was fried, and it was so good. I was like, ooh. But I would never thought I was gonna eat no fried okra. But when I tried some. I was like, ooh, that thing is nice. But they had some fried chicken and collard greens and biscuits, and you could tell it was scratch. And it was a bunch of white folks. So they white folks could cook. I'm talking about the old-fashioned country white folks who could cook. I ain't talking about that nasty ass what's that one? I ain't talking about that nasty Cracker Barrel either. I ain't talking about Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, some people don't know how to cook. You have to, Well, I doubt they'll make it. I doubt they will come in the family and do it again. But I know one of my cousins, her husband, my cousin, he's a chef, and she started doing gardening and stuff in her backyard and stuff. So a lot of people are doing backyard gardening and things like that. Even if you don't have a house, you could grow things in a plant you could grow things in a bucket. You don't even have to have a garden. One of the people on the live stream yesterday I was watching, she lived in Brooklyn, and they was growing vegetables on the patio. I know because you don't need a lot of space. You don't have to have a big ass yard and stuff. And to be honest, I have a big backyard. Y'all seen it, but my neighbor, they decide they want to plant these big ass trees covering some of the sun in my yard. So, but there's a way of doing it. But all I know is this. But it's affecting these gig work for food deliveries. You thinking you picking up an order that's $20 and then they come there and order it. They were saying yesterday that Taco Mac suspended their service for food service delivery for Uber Eats and Grubhub. So you had Uber Eats, Grubhub, and you order a Taco Bell, they suspended it. So a lot of places, they're going to start doing that too. They're going to start suspending. They're not going to start doing, nope, we can't order. We cannot do Uber Eats or Grubhub and do food delivery pickup anymore. So y'all better start looking for something else if you're thinking Uber Eats and Grubhub is going to be your main source of income. This is just starting. This dilemma of food shortage, labor shortage, that's just the beginning. So if you're doing food deliveries and stuff, picking up at fast food at that, and they running out. They don't have cups. Some places, we ain't got our supplies didn't come in, so we got to give them a large cup. They order medium, they got to give them large, and you can't charge them for a medium cup if they had the medium cups. They running out of ketchup. How you run out of ketchup? But people are running out of ketchup. Chick-fil-A's running out of their sauce, which I never did care for. So I was like, dang, if I knew that ketchup and Chick-fil-A sauce was going to be so popular, I would have kept all those sauces and stuff. These will give you, you go to fast food places, you need a ketchup. Yes, and they give you a handful. I don't need that much ketchup. Now, if you ain't ask for no ketchup, you ain't getting none. I like okra with butter beans, pinto beans, any kind of beans. Okay, Shelly Shell. What Tyson say? I know he said something crazy. Oh, you trying to say it don't taste good? Not Tyson. You don't know what the eating is. You know nothing about no food. You probably eat fast food and everything else. But yep, let me go ahead and grow those Roma tomatoes when I put them in the ground tomorrow when I start for the fall. And if I get and I have lima beans too, Shelly. I already named off all my beans that I got. My seeds, lima beans was one of them. So I'm gonna make me some. I'm gonna plant me some lima beans. I ain't bought no okra, tomatoes. Um, I don't know. Y'all see the tomorrow. I'm not doing a live stream tomorrow with the when I'm outside. I'm gonna use my selfie stick that could self-record. So when I do it tomorrow morning, I'm gonna show y'all my little seed plants, and then I'll show y'all the area where I'm gonna plant them, and then as it start to grow in the fall, I can show y'all what it look like. But yep, I'm gonna be doing kale for sure. I'm gonna see if I still got some collard green seeds. But I have kale, collard greens, tomatoes, and beans. That's when they say it's good to plant those. Right around now is plant beans, any kind of beans you want to. If you want to do, and you don't even have to do it in the ground. You could do a pot, and you could grow beans from a pot. So I do have some pots. I'm gonna put some in the pot, and yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Because if I could get me a bunch of beans and it starts to, it's gonna come up in the forest. I ain't gonna try to do no pumpkin. I ain't got no pumpkin seeds, so I ain't gonna do that. I don't know why the watermelon didn't come up this year. I put that in the flower bed out in the front, and I saw some of the leaves started growing, but it ain't had no watermelon on them. I was like, oh hell. I don't think the condition of the soil of that flower bed was suitable to grow the watermelon seed. But I've been throwing out the watermelon seed and cantaloupe seed out the window, right where that little plot is I'm gonna build. So I said maybe if I just put them anywhere on the ground, and you never know. Sometimes you could put seeds out somewhere and you don't even know it grows. So I just throw them outside in the backyard or whatever, and then lay it out inside of dirt and say maybe one day it will sprout some kind of vegetable or fruit or something. But I did take a um, avocado seed. I put it in a pot and it grew to a plant. So every year it comes back. But I don't see no avocado on there. But it's a plant. And it comes, every winter it'll die down and then it'll come right back up. And it's nice and vibrant. And then I have another, I'll show y'all tomorrow. It's easy for me to show y'all and y'all can see it. So look out for the video. It's not gonna be live streamed, so it's not gonna be long either. You're gonna look at it and y'all can see what I'm talking about. But all right, who wants to come on and chit chat with me? I'm tired of talking. I'm gonna put the invite link. You don't have to show your face either. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you. And the person who was doing the ride along, she was doing her kids and her husband was doing the Uber Eats up in North Carolina. They went to get to the place, and since they didn't have it, whatever the customer ordered, the minimum that Uber was going to give you just to go out there was $3. If it was $20 and they didn't have it, they didn't have it. They didn't have it. So you could be driving around doing food deliveries, and a lot of these fast food places, they ain't going to have the food. They're not gonna have it. They ain't gonna have no lettuce. They ain't gonna have no whatever. And this is the beginning. And it's not the Rona that's making this effective either. It's the weather. in California, the Midwest, they've been having issues with no water, fires, and not just in California, in the West Coast, in the Midwest, having issues with most food, where you get your bacon, beef, vegetables, is all grown either out in the West Coast or the Midwest. And they've been having droughts with water. They said that big famous lake, Salt Lake City, Utah, that big famous lake, they said that was about to be dried up. And they said it was a natural wonder of the world, was about to be disappeared. They said that's how much is gone of that lake. And then even in other parts of the country, not just the United States, but like parts in Africa, China, where rice, they said they had such a bad storms of rain so much that it affected the rice production, that they're keeping rice, Mexico, South America, worldwide weather issues has been affecting a lot of the food production that we're so accustomed to. And it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of sad. It's sad. And like I said, I've heard about this thing going on. This ain't just happened. That didn't just come out the blue. I've been heard about this. They was mentioning it. That's why I was watching these videos of people who are, what they call it, food preppers. There used to be a show on cable. It was called Preppers. And these people would buy, this was way before Corona. People would buy up, stockpile toilet paper and all kind of stuff. And they were extreme, not extreme couponers. They did that too. They did coupons. And then they did, but they was always talking about prepping for any natural disaster that would happen. So the driver's going to have to call the restaurant. No, because now, Michelle, now you know darn well you try calling some of these fast food places. They ain't got time to pick up no phone just to see if they got the food. When last time you call a restaurant and say, "Oh, excuse me, can you have they're already short-handed as it is. They ain't got time to be picking up no phone to make sure they got something." Because everything is ordered on the app. You don't order food on the phone. You say, "Hello, can I order?" They don't take orders on the phone. They ain't gonna answer no phone. No, because they not. No, they can't. No, because when you get the order and the order come in and tell you to go to Taco Bell and you show up, they don't even make the food, and then you drive it. They're gonna fix the food to make sure somebody's there to get it. Food is not made. Most of these places, when it comes to doing the food, fast food at that, they're not preparing that food until they know somebody's gonna come and get it. That food is fixed when you get there. When you get there, they say, "Okay, I'm here to pick up da 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 da." Then they turn around and make it. They don't have that food. That food is not made first, and then you say, "Oh, me, the driver's here. Let me go." No, ain't nobody got time to let me call. Because if there's multiple orders of people, it's not just one person that's ordering nasty Burger King and McDonald's. I got an order. Is that order ready? They try to make the food that they got those people that's in that drive-through. That's what that is. And most of it, like I said, a lot of the restaurants, when I tell you, when I did Uber Eats and Grubhub and all those food deliveries 4 years ago, 2016, 17, when it wasn't majority fast food places, it was those regular small mom and pop Thai restaurant, Chinese restaurants or whatever. They and that tablet goes off, ling ling ling, da da whatever. And then they made the food. Some of them did not make that food until they know somebody was there to get it. And there were so many orders. I mean, this was when things were, you know, they were paying well. When they had food deliveries and you picked up orders and it was like $8, $9, and people said, "Oh, I'll be going to get it." Now they pay two, three, $3, $4 and stuff. People, they said, mm-mm. They will wait until they see somebody's going to come before they make any food. And then they had it where some people would cancel. They say they're going to pick up the food and then they'll get their cancel and leave. I don't know. That's why it's not a lot of. That's why a lot of those restaurants, those private small restaurants, or even it wasn't even small. Even those anything that was non-fast food restaurants that was ordering through Uber Eats and Grubhub or whatever, they make that food when they could confirm they have a driver that's coming to get it before they even make anything. That's why some of them you had, you get there, you had to wait. And that's how Uber Eats and Grubhub, they will dispatch the person, you get double orders because they say, "Oh, this person's here, so let's go ahead and give you that order." They have it all systematically done. Now, who's going to be making fast food, short as it is, with no workers in the first place, long ass lines around the corner? They're going to be making a bag and then having all that food up there like that. You got to go to the drive-thru too. Even if Chick-fil-A has a window, not all of them have a window. Yeah, they'll be so mad. Yeah, they'll be mad. That's why I was saying, that's what I'm saying. With the food shortage, labor shortage, prices going up, people ain't gonna be ordering no. If I pay at $9 at Culver's, and Culver's don't even do food deliveries. They don't have Uber Eats and Grubhub picking up no Culver's. Culver's, you on Culver, you gonna drive to Culver's, and you're gonna get the food. But they so the way they I would have to say they efficient. They don't have, they said they was hiring too because they have a lot of teenagers and stuff be working there. But they ain't gonna have bad quality and the way they do. I don't know. They just some places is good hit them, but some places they don't need those type of service. They don't need to do Grubhub and Uber Eats. They ain't gonna do it because one, that's a franchise, and most people with franchises they use the service because at first they thought it was something that was gonna increase their market share and felt that it was something good because people were gonna they were so convenience of the app and the convenience of getting things delivered. But after a while, and Uber and Lyft and all these companies, they sold these companies to that. They sold it to them. But I'm talking about the food delivery part. Now, grocery shopping and stuff, a lot of them have their own service, like Walmart, like I was telling you all the other day, with Spark. You be a Spark driver picking up groceries for Walmart. And there's only two here in Georgia that you could do it, but Sandy Springs is already, they don't need nobody. So the other place was Morrow. And I said, nope, I don't want to go no Morrow, Georgia. That's out the south side. So I said, I'll wait until they started coming on the east side of Atlanta, the east side, close to where I live, or Snellville or Lawrenceville. I'll probably do it there. But even then, I'll be real cautious about wanting to do that because the more further outskirts in the suburbs you go, the less likely you get tips. And I ain't driving my car all the way to the ground. Not like that. But that's a whole different video and that's a whole different case. But I don't know. It's like, one thing's going to happen. And especially with this Delta coming on, I want to say that, but will they shut down I think that if it gets to the point where it gets too out of hand, I think they will do a shutdown. They'll do a shutdown if they can't get this under control. If people don't go and get their shots and it starts becoming too overwhelmed, either one, you're gonna have to let people die and be like, because nobody wants to shut down. Nobody wants to pull the trigger and say, okay, we're gonna shut down and get this thing under control, because they don't want the economy to go back. The economy is already screwy, and the ones who's getting affected are the ones who's not prepared. Those are the ones. That's why I was trying to say, while all these places said they not hiring and they looking for people and stuff, y'all better go. If your main source is doing these gig work, doing food deliveries and everything else, and you saying, "Oh, it's so good," I heard a couple people. They was like, "Oh, it was this. I did real good in this such and such a section." Oh, I did real good when I went to Dallas. I did real good when I was in North Carolina and Florida. Man, that was a few weeks ago. You know how many things could change in a matter of weeks? Some people, like I said, there's some people who got the money. There's some people gonna be like, okay, here you go. They're gonna tip, but that ain't gonna be norm. That ain't gonna be on the regular. And the thing about, like I said, once these food shortages and stuff, it is starting to happen. Places on paper, people are not getting the items and the things they need. And if they don't have no workers, they're either gonna have to cut their hours. They're gonna either have to say, you know what, we're gonna have to close, rather than closing at 1:00 in the morning, they may have to close at 10. Rather than, them opening up during lunchtime, because a lot of people, if they work from home, they're not necessarily going out for lunch. They could say, we're going to close 2-3 hours, in between. I used to work at restaurants when I lived in South Carolina. They used to open up, like, they say they serve breakfast. No, they say they serve lunch. They would start lunch at 10:30, and then lunch will end at 2:30. They will close between 3, and then they'll open up again at 5. So a lot of places may resort to that type of schedule. They'll close at a certain time during the afternoon. They'll close and open up in the evening and be open from like maybe 5 to 8 or 9, and that's it. And therefore, you're not going to get 40 hours a week at a job. If they're forcing people to say, oh, we're going to pay, like I heard the other day on the radio, CVS is paying $15 an hour minimum. CVS. I'm like, what? $15 at CVS? And they getting $15. Now Amazon started going up $15, and then they went up to $15.50. And then if you work a certain time of the night, like I get 18 because it's over, because it's like 6 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. the next morning. It's on the weekend. But I don't work 40 hours a week. I only work 36 hours. So, but they still consider that full time. But a lot of places, when I worked at Maximus, when I was taking those calls for CDC, even though I only took 3 calls and it was not busy at all, we was working 40 hours a week. And then they say, oh, we're not busy, so we only work 4 days a week. That thing went down from that was 32 hours a week. So you have to. So a lot of places, if restaurants started closing early and they start, closing, especially depending, it was like an IHOP type of situation. They could close and say, okay, we're gonna start closing down 2-3 hours, and then open up again for dinner, and then close 10, and that's it. You know. So where does it leave you as a driver who does Uber Eats and Grubhub and all the rest, in terms of the window of time to do deliveries, food deliveries? Slim. And then you're surely going to be able. Then you're only going to be able to make it as a side gig and not do so many hours. You know, how many hours can you think you're going to maximize to making money on that? A lot of restaurants, they're going to suspend doing the apps. They're going to say, nope, we don't have the people. See, one thing's going to happen. They're not going to have the people or the staffing to handle all of that. And two, the food supply. So they're not going to be able to fulfill the orders, because when you go and order from Uber Eats and all the other places, you don't know if they have lettuce or tomato or whatever, ketchup or whatever, because everything is ordered from the app. The prices on the app is not the same price on the menu at the restaurant. You don't get the full-fledged menu when you order Uber Eats compared to going directly to the restaurant itself. It's whatever's on that app that you can order from. Remember when McDonald's came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna offer and serve breakfast all day." Man, how long that thing last? That thing lasted for maybe a year, if not a year. I'm gonna say that thing didn't last that long. And then when they said McDonald's open 24 hours, that's a damn lie. Because I remember when I used to work at night and I used to be starving, I was like, dang, I'm hungry. You know, and the only place that's open was a nasty McDonald's. And I'd be wanting to go to McDonald's. It'll be 1 o'clock in the morning. You see people standing up there. We close. I said, y'all say y'all 24 hours. Why y'all put the sign 24 hours? They ain't closed. They talk about, well, our computers, you know, they try to use every excuse in the world. Our system, our computers, ain't cut, you know. But they 24 hours. They ain't open up again till 4 o'clock in the morning. So they say. But you still in the store. If you were closed, then be closed. But don't be open. You see them sitting around talking, you know. I was like, ooh. That's what I'm saying. And I've yet, and I do see when I'm driving home, I do see when I look, you know, I be looking at the McDonald's, I be looking in there, you can see everything. And I was like, dang, they look like they closed, you know, even though it's supposed to be 24 hours, lights be turned off and be dark. Then they got those people they showed them on the Instagram, the whole staff of Burger King put a sign talking about we quit and put the sign out there, but we quit and closed the door and put about we quit, and they all left at one time. You heard that, y'all? Y'all heard that story? And it wasn't at one particular Burger King. It was a couple Burger Kings. People just got up and left. You know, talking about they quit, we quit. People had to drive through and stuff, and they all of them left and quit. So we quit. Had the sign and put and left. And they had to close. They ain't had no staff. People walked out. People was plainly pumped up and walked out. McDonald's got the nerve to have a big ass sign. You know, the one up the street from my house about, oh, we paid 12. What was it? Was it $12 an hour or was it 11? I want to say it was 12. Big ass sign, $12 an hour. I was like, that might be good if you a teenager, you know. If you're a teenager living at home, $12 is pretty good if you're in high school and, you know, you're a teenager and stuff. So you get out your parents' pockets, you know, make your own money. My sister, that was her first job, was McDonald's. Well, technically, my first job was KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken. My mother would say the whole thing, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that was truly Kentucky Fried Chicken, because you could smell the spices down the street and you could taste the difference of KFC when it was Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, I don't know what the hell it is now, because it don't taste nothing like it used to be. I could tell you that. But that was my first. And the reason why I say it was my first job because technically I was in high school and I had an internship and I was working at the Bank of America, not Bank of America, the Bank of New York on Wall Street. But that was because it was part of this program I was in high school, and that was an internship. But that was my first job, really. But when I say my other job, my second job was KFC. I want to say KFC was first. I don't let me think. No, KFC was first. Yeah, that was KFC. KFC was my first job because my sister worked at the McDonald's across the street where he lived in the Bronx in Gun Hill Road. So my first job was KFC, and then my second job when I went to high school in the 12th grade, right before I was about to graduate, it was an internship, and I worked at the Bank of New York. Yeah, that was my second job. My first job was KFC, and I used to work in the evening time, and I was the one who was doing the chicken littles. I was in the back, so I made coleslaw, and you had to take all the lettuce, cut them up and stuff, not by hand, but in this machine. And you had to actually make the coleslaw by scratch, and you used to make them mayonnaise, carrots. You had onion, and you had all it chopped up, and you had this big ass bowl. You used to mix it up, and you had to put them in the cups and prep them, put them in the refrigerator or whatever. And I made the chicken littles. Ooh, I was skinny then. I was not no big girl either. And my father would pick me up in the evenings, because it was like, we wouldn't be finished out there till 1, maybe 2, 2:30 in the morning or whatever. So my father, he drove, taxi cab. So he would pick me up in the evenings, and he would smell like chicken. But that was a fun job, though. It was real fun. It wasn't ratchet like it is now. These kids now, they work at these fast food, act like they got a damn attitude, like they act like. I said, you can stay home. You know that, right? You have an option to stay home. Ain't nobody force you to come to work. Maybe your parents force you to get the hell out the house and go to work. But they come with this nasty attitude. You ain't say shit to them. Ooh, rude. But when I worked at KFC, it was fun. It wasn't no stress. You just made chicken and prepped the food and prepped. And people took pride when they used to fix, You go to KFC. Ooh. My mother said, me and my sister said, I'll go ahead and get KFC, get some chicken. When she didn't feel like cooking, we go right up, walk to the KFC and get the chicken. And used to smell it right down the street, all the spices. And then you go there and, it wasn't that soggy mess they be trying to do now. It was nice and crispy and hot, and the biscuits was from scratch. I remember making those from scratch. Coleslaw, everything was made from scratch. Everything. Sure was. Now, I don't know what they be doing. So, I don't know what they be doing, but it ain't the same. I'm telling you that. I know for a fact. I said that KFC does not taste the same. Does not. I don't know what it is. Ever since Pepsi bought KFC, I guess they kept that secret recipe in the vault. They never did reveal the secret, but they surely didn't use this. It's surely not the same way. It's not made the same way. It ain't the same spices. It's like something missing out this. But the worst thing is that the quality went down. Like Hardee's used to be so good in New York. I remember Hardee's had, but it used to be Roy Rogers chicken. And Hardee's had chicken. Hardee's used to make chicken, and it was so good. I don't know what they do now. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But all this food and everything else is not even made in the United States anymore. Everything coming from foreign countries and all these little chemicals and all these stuff they used to put in there. That's what the difference is. When things was grown here in the United States, things had quality. Now, Nope. But will the I don't know. I just hope that people I just hope that everybody start taking this thing corona serious and get that vaccine and stop with all these stupid conspiracy theories. We ain't gonna know that happened. We ain't gonna know. You know, go wait and see. All I know is just like any other vaccine that, the mumps, the measles, you know, at one point the mumps and measles and stuff academic, was a pandemic and stuff. People were getting the measles and stuff. They were dying. The measles is contagious, and the mumps, you know, it's the same thing. When they made a vaccine and stuff, and you don't hear no mumps break out, measles break out, even though you may have heard a few people in the world, some people here and there, got it, but you don't hear that as much. You don't hear that as much. It's always going to be a virus outbreak through centuries. Through centuries, it's always going to be some major thing, you know, but someone would make something, they're eradicated, and let me tell you, if people weren't so greedy, monetary, thinking they losing money and everything else, and they had shut down the system longer than they needed to be and not force people, we're gonna be open by Easter. And I can tell you one thing that Trump did that was right. Y'all can't deny it either. He might have been an ass, but one thing that Trump did do correctly, you do have to give him credit, was that he did force some type of vaccination and these companies to come up with something and come up with something. What do you say? Hey, Blue True, who are you? Oh, CEO drive her. I'm sorry to hear that. She lives in Atlanta. Yeah, she lives somewhere in Metro Atlanta. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened, but hopefully she'll go. Hopefully she'll pull through. Hopefully she didn't have no underlying issues like diabetes or high blood pressure, or she was in pretty good health. She looked like she could. She looked like she could be in pretty good health. But if she has it and she's in pretty good health, she may be able to pull it through. So I'm sorry for her. Hopefully she pulls it through. See, you don't have to believe in the vaccine. You could question the vaccine. You know what? I'm gonna have to go on there and see. I don't subscribe to her channel, but let me go and see. Hopefully she. I don't know. I'm gonna see how she feels. Yeah, just like that other person, Ruby Lady Charlotte. Someone said she had COVID last year, but she had the Delta one, whatever. But she said she had COVID, and she made a video on her bed and stuff. So, I don't know. All I know is, I would be apprehensive too about the COVID, to be honest. But that didn't mean. Put it this way, I would be skeptical too. But at the same time, I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna get it because I don't want it to be affecting other people. I wouldn't want it to affect other people. And to me, if you have children or you're around other people and you choose not to take it, then don't be around people. If I didn't take the shot, let me tell you what I would have done. If I did not take that vaccine, and I was strongly one of those people that no, I don't believe it, I would not be leaving the house. I would stay in my house. I would go, you know, if I didn't, if let me tell you, if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't have left this house. I had no reason to leave the house. I will order my groceries on Amazon, have my groceries delivered, drop at the step, at the door. I would not leave my house. I would find me a job working from home. I would took because there was a lot of companies you could work from home, or I would wait. I would collect unemployment or whatever until tax season come around again, and work double overtime or do whatever I need to do and stay my butt home and work 4 months from home, working 70, 80 hours a week, whatever, stack up my money because I wouldn't be spending money on gas. I wouldn't be spending money on other things other than the basics. Oh, that's the only reason if you don't take that virus is you stay your butt home. I have a coworker now, a former coworker / friend, Renee. She don't know my channel name, but I'm gonna talk about her. She was like, Teresa, don't take that virus. They try to put poison. She said all these kind of crazy stuff. I'm like, Renee, that don't make any sense. She's been saying that back in the beginning. Now, whether or not she's taking the virus shot now, I don't know. I don't think so. She driving around doing Uber and Lyft and stuff like that in the car, driving around, talking about this person came in her car, the Indian person. I haven't spoken to her in the last couple of weeks, so I don't know what she's doing. But God forbid, why are you driving around with people in your car, going out and about with people and not take the virus? That doesn't make any sense. That don't make any sense. If you don't want to take it, fine, don't take it. But don't be around other people and put yourself in the situation. Now what's gonna happen? Now she in the hospital. God forbid that you pull this through. You know what your hospital bill's gonna look like? That ain't free. Staying in the hospital ain't free. And hopefully she has some type of insurance or something. Because let me tell you, if people manage to come out of this virus situation and you in the hospital, you've been in the hospital 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know what that hospital bill is gonna look like. You know what that's gonna look like. You're gonna be financially put. I'm talking about that little doctor's bill that I went to. 1,000 something Maximus. Talking about they had no insurance coverage during that time when I went to that raggedy ass doctor I went to. And matter of fact, I need to call them tomorrow and settle that because I'm not paying it. Because number one, they said that insurance took effect in July. Now it's a whole different, story, but I don't know. But she, I'm sorry for her that she's in that situation. I'll go back, I'll look her up and see what she's saying. But hopefully she'll pull through. I pray that she'll pull through. I don't want that to happen to anybody. Even to the worst enemy, I would not want that to happen to them. To be in the hospital like that. But come on, people. You know, I thought I had me a couple of sniffles and my throat was hurting a couple of times, and I was like, ooh, this better not be no virus and stuff. And I was like, ugh. But can you imagine? See, I'm diabetic. My diabetes is so high. AC1 level's like double than what it's supposed to be. And then they say I have high blood pressure. I mean, it's not that bad with the high blood pressure, but I'm taking my little medication and stuff like that. But when you have those underlying conditions and this virus, Delta, and then they call it something else. It's another thing, Lambda. It's another variant out there called Lambda. But when that little Delta thing was coming up and they was finding that new variant last year, they said it's not in the United States. It's not here. They been knew that. They knew it would migrate. They said it was going to mutate, not migrate, mutate to some other strain. They should have never said places were opened up. They should have kept things closed, locked down, and kept it locked down. I don't care what states or people felt pressured about. We need my money. I need my job. I need. If some churches still haven't even opened up. At least the one I go to, they're still doing the drive-through, or you go online and watch the service. There's some churches they opened up. They're like, oh, welcome, whatever. Nope. Nope. They should have kept things closed down a little bit longer. At least they could at least closed it and opened up in the fall. I think they could have waited. It was too quick. Too quick. They opened up. And they should have put their foot down, and they should have put their foot down about I'm sorry, the government, federal government, if they said nope, this is a national crisis. This is a national crisis. Bump people talking about we're not in a social society, we're not in socialism. We need to be, this is a democracy. I ain't gotta wear no mask. You wrote a piece of paper, a piece of thing on your face. Is it really that serious that y'all, okay, you don't want to take the vaccine? Fine. Don't take it. But why are you arguing about masks? Put something on your face. We get these alerts at Amazon when it says, oh, so we got an alert a couple of days ago. Someone had the COVID. Well, that's good that she made it. But if she made a video from her hospital bed, how did she? I mean, I ain't say she didn't make it, but I don't know. I'm gonna watch it and see. But like I said, there were some people they were showing on CNN. That white man in Virginia, he been track. He been doing videos from his bed, from his hospital bed. And I didn't know if he made it. It didn't sound like he made it, but I don't know. They didn't make any video after that. But he was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, oh, pitiful. He was a big man too. I was like, you the last one to talk about not taking no vaccine and I ain't doing it and I ain't doing that. And he looked like he had health issues even before getting the COVID. Are you big, huge, out of shape, probably got high blood pressure, probably got diabetes, and everything else, talking about you ain't taking no virus and you ain't wearing no mask. Your immune system, if you got diabetes is an immune metabolic disease. That means if I can't afford to get any type of infection on my feet, or an infection or a bruise or get sick at any capacity if when you are diabetic, because you're not going to be able to fight off those things. That's why I need not to be walking around the house with no shoes on and stuff, but my feet and stuff be killing me. I can't get no sore feet. That's why I don't go to those nail salon places and be letting them do my cuticles and cut and stuff like. I can't afford to get no infection on my foot, because that's the worst thing that you could get done as a diabetic. And I don't go to those places. I can't. I have to be real cautious about stuff like that. That's why I don't go to them. I don't give a damn. When I went to a nail salon place one time, and I was like, you got to take that water out. I got to see that thing be clean in front of me. And they talking in Vietnamese. Probably calling me that fucking bitch. I know that's what they were saying. In whatever language they speak, Vietnamese. I knew that's what they were saying. straight up in their language, because I told them to clean that tub out in front of me and drain it out and clean it. And they sure did have to do it. And I didn't say it in a bitch demanding kind of way either. See, I wasn't just going to settle for that. I was like, mm-mm. See, that's why now they be trying to charge extra. At least I've seen a few years ago, they were trying an extra for the lining when you go in those foot tubs and stuff. You know, we as Black people, we need to stop patronizing these places that don't respect you and talk about you in their language and getting your nails done and stuff like that and all kind of unsanitary measures. They had that on the news a few years ago about a lot of these Chinese, Asian places, nail salon places. They had people had fungus and all kind of stuff on their foot, and they were saying how they weren't keeping up with the cleanliness of those places and had that all on the news. I said, see, that's why I don't go there. That's exactly why I don't go there. And they had all kind of stuff they were showing up there in Duluth and some of these other places in Atlanta. Nope. No, thank you. I don't even go to those things. I may walk around with no nail polish on my toes or whatever, but I know how to clip my thumb. I know how to clip my toenails. I'm doing it now. And when I do find a podiatrist to go to, they could actually cut my nails and do things stuff like that too. I ain't saying they're gonna be a nail stylist and stuff, but you know, you can't be going to places like those places and getting your feet done. Because I told them, nope, do not cut my cuticles. You know, you could push back the cuticles, but you don't cut your cuticles. You know how they be trying to cut it? You ain't supposed to do that. You know that, right? You're not supposed to cut your cuticles. You could push them back and have them. It's a certain file that you could use, and you could do, you know, but you could do it yourself. You could do it yourself. That's why people don't be looking healthy. I don't need no fake nails. I don't need no glue on my hair and all kind of stuff. Shoot, no way. Anyway, I've been on here for an hour and 37 minutes. I put it out there. Nobody chose to come on. So I did the invite. So nobody came on. But anywho, I'll check out her video, see how she's doing. But I'm glad she's doing well. But I could assure you that experience of you being in the hospital for COVID, I guess she's going to have to change her mind about that. She's gonna change her mind about that. So hopefully she does. Hopefully she does. All right, y'all. Ain't nobody else on here, and I've been on here long enough. I wasn't gonna be here this long. All right, Shelly Shell, Blue True. Thanks for the update. I'll go and check it out. See how Tyson. Who else on here? Dorian, probably. Erica. David, probably. All right, y'all. If you're new to the channel, just go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it. And I'll come back tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. And watch for the video tomorrow. I'm going to do not a live stream, but I'm going to show y'all my little section of garden of what I'm going to be planting for the fall. And hopefully I'll get me some vegetables in the fall, squash, zucchini. So I'll show y'all tomorrow. I'll be out there tomorrow morning, and I'll show y'all the video. Okay. Y'all have a good night.